studio in Farato. Here with me is my boss, Sankum Minte, the IPRO of Youth for Social Change Association. Inshallah, I will urge all the viewers to watch this interesting program as our able boss will take us through some of the things that Youth for Social Change normally engage in. But before we get into the program, I would like my boss to introduce himself to the viewers that are watching Kuompu TV.
Hello viewers, how are you all doing today? My name is Sankum Minte, the IPRO of Youth for Social Change Association.
MashaAllah. Sankum, thank you so very much for coming. It is our pleasure having you in our studio here. I think it has been a long time I've been following you to actually come here and have a program with me, but today it is finally here, sitting in the studio with my boss.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you. First of all, Sankum, what may I ask? What is NYSCA?
Okay, thank you, my boss. YSCA is an abbreviation which means Youth for Social Change Association.
Good.
And it is a youth-led and non-profit association that is committed to working closely with the youths, to provide them the opportunity for them to enhance their competencies, to ensure there is a productive society. And our effort is geared towards promoting youth empowerment, human rights, social inclusion, and also some of the key pressing issues that we are faced with in our society. That is climate action, gender-based violence, irregular migration, and drug abuse. So basically, this is a synopsis of the Youth for Social Change Association.
Good. Like you said, the Youth for Social Change, they know engage in some of these things that you're talking about. So it might be a new name to many people. When was this association actually formed?
I think this has to draw back my mind on how the whole idea came about.
Good.
As I could remember, this wasn't an association before. Before it was just a school group, that is a group in the University of the Gambia, because we normally have different class group in every semester. So this was since in 2021, since we got admission to the UTG, and this was formed from the English 101 group. By then we create this group because we deem it very necessary and very helpful for us, because by then we normally have our assignments in this page. We consult each other to ensure we do our assignments properly. So that was in 2021, English 101, and then the second semester again, English 102. The same group still exists, but we just changed the name to English 102. Exactly. That was in 2022. And then down the line to 2023, we had a beach outing. And that is how the name of this association came about, because I could remember during that outing, we sat together and then said to ourselves, why not we change this group to an association, since we have different expertise in our midst, because it is very important to also give back to our society. Exactly. So this was in 2023, so we deemed it very necessary to turn it from just a mere school group to an association. And then from there we went to Banjul to register the association. Under the Ministry of Justice. So that is how
the association came about. So one could say like it started with a group where the different students actually come together.
Exactly.
So from there, that bond continues until you deem it necessary that why not we have this as an association.
Exactly.
Then how is Youth for Social Change structured? Do you have the president or you don't?
Of course, in every association or organization, you must have an internal leadership structure, because without any internal leadership structure in any gathering, it should be very difficult for that particular team to move forward. Of course, yes, we have an internal leadership structure. We have the president, which is Boubacar Dem, and we also have the vice president, Mariam Trawale. We have the auditor general. You have the logistic team. You have the Secretary General, that is Morisise, and his assistant, Aji Awa, and of course the IPRO. I also have my assistant, which is the Adama, and all other people who are serving as the pillars of this association.
Inshallah. Thank you so very much. I think that is clear. Like you said, every association or the foundation needs to have what we call an internal leadership that will help in stay within the affairs of that foundation.
Exactly.
Moving forward, Samson, how many members do you have in Youth for Social Change?
So far we have over 50 something members in our association, almost to 60 now. Before it was just 30 something members, and then we have been recruiting members along the line. So we just recruited 19 members not long ago. I think that was just 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
So now we have over 60 members in our association so far.
So how do you recruit members? Is it that there is an application that you applied for, or you actually just go and buy the phone?
Yes, so before there wasn't an application. Before, if you want to join the association, then you get to contact maybe one or two individuals from the association, and then they will notify the executive, and then we will discuss it as a team, and then try to see how best we can add you to become a bona fide member. But now we change that system because we have realized that some people will just join for the sake of joining, but they are not contributing any meaningful development to the association. So now what we normally adopt is to bring application, like we normally decide an application form and then disseminate this form, then people will apply. So after applying, you'll also be interviewed. So during that interview, we will be asking you so many questions because we don't want to admit you or accept you to become a member whilst you are not doing what is expected of you. So that is why we want to ensure any member who wants to join in the association try to know what the association entails and what are the things required of you when you become a member. Good. So this is the system that we have put in place right now.
So before this system wasn't in place, you were actually giving room for members to just come in.
Yeah,
it's a matter of knowing one or two in the association, then that person will help you do the work. Inshallah, that is good. So, Sanko, since this association was established, like you said, that it was first a group sort of where the name was changed twice, if I could remember. English 101, the English 102.
In fact, I even forgot a name.
Okay.
From English 101, then changed to English 102. Then before it is changed to the Youth for Social Change Association, we had this name which is called Success Family. You see? So because after English 101, we have done with that. English 102, we have also done with that. So now we said, still this group is called English 102, and then we have already done English 102. Why don't we change the group's name? So that is how we change the English 102 as a name to Success Family. Exactly. So being it a Success Family, we don't want to have different get-togethers at every end of every semester. So during, like I said, during one of our gathering, we had this mind that why don't we change it to an association? So that is how the name Youth for Social Change Association came about.
Exactly. So in any foundation or association, you realize that there will be only one person who will actually come up with the idea. As far as you are concerned, could you remember anyone in your midst that actually come up with this idea?
It's gonna be a tough one because it's like right now my mind can capture yes, like the great co-founders, of course, Hakim, Dawajula, Modisise, these are the people that I can remember, and Modijen Jallo, who brought this idea of changing the name to an association. So we sat together and then try to analyze the idea and then deem it very important to do it.
Inshallah. I think that is really a move in right direction where the youths actually come together in order to do things that are really going to benefit the country.
Exactly.
Okay, so moving forward, what were some of the achievements that you registered since this association was established?
Exactly. Sometimes I tell myself, it is not how many activities you do, but how impactful the activity you do is to the society. Since the inception of this association, although we have not done many activities, although it is It's going to be many activities to some, but to me still, we have not done many activities yet. So since the inception, we have done a tree planting activity in collaboration with KEP. KEP is Canifing Environmental Transformation Program, which lasted for 2 years, but the tree planting that we did with them lasted for 2 months. Yeah, so we planted over 300 seedlings in various schools in Cambridge, because the project is meant to be implemented in Cambridge only. So we planted trees in Abuko School, Larikunda School, and also Bakote. So that was our first activity. Exactly, that was our first activity. So down the line, in this current year, we also had a day-long capacity building program on gender equality, climate change, and drug abuse. So this also was a very impactful one, because I could remember we had this event since in the morning up to around 6. So, and all those who have participated in this training, we are certified. So you see, so from there, we also embarked on a community outreach program in the Bank region, in which over 15 to 16 members from our association embark on this trip. So we visit Farafenye, and then had both school outreach and community outreach. So we visited Farafenye High School, and then the junior school. We had a discussion with them on some of the key present issues that we are facing, like gender-based violence, irregular migration, drug abuse, and climate action. So we had engagement with the schools. So from there, the next day we also had an engagement with the community members, because we realized that yes, so sensitizing the students from the school is also important, but we also need to sensitize their parents, because from school, all these people are going back to their parents, right? So this is something that you tell them from the school, and then when they go back home, and their parents will tell them the same thing. So with that, they will take these things as a very serious thing. So that's why we have both school engagement and community engagement. Good. So from there, we also participated in a community engagement event. That is an event organized by WAVE Gambia. WAVE Gambia is Women Association for Women and Victims Empowerment. So this event was conducted under a team that is promoting sexual and gender-based violence, which hunts stigma, and also promoting the disability inclusion. So this was, an event that also lasted for 2 days. So we also fully participated in this event. So you can see. So from there, we also embarked on a data collection survey that is organized by Action Aid International de Gambia. So some of our team members were in this trip, and then some went to North Bank region, some went to Sierra. So we visited over 168 local communities to collect data, regarding the post-legislative scrutiny about these tax paying things, because we all know the more you pay your tax, there must be something in return to you, right? Exactly, yeah. So you cannot just pay your tax for the sake of paying it, but when you pay, some percentage from that amount needs to be drawn back to you. So basically, from the Local Government Act, it is highlighted that 60% of what you pay as a tax should be drawn back to you. So this was a trip that we also embarked on in collaboration with Action Aid International de Gambia. So this was just last month. And right now, we also have a big project in the pipeline, and that is going to be a nationwide tree planting exercise that we intend to have in URR, CRR East and CRR West, LRR, and also West Coast region as well. So this is the project that we are working towards. So as I'm speaking right now, we are just from delivering some letters to various institutions and organizations, to ensure we have this project as a very successful one.
Exactly. So one may ask, like all these things that you've actually highlighted here, they might be very costly. How do you manage to sponsor some of these trips?
Yes, that is also another big thing. It's not easy though, to be honest, and all these events or activity needs financial support. So that is why I said, as I'm speaking right now, we are from delivering some letters, for our upcoming nationwide tree planting. So we normally write requests for support letters and then drop it to different organizations in the country and also institutions. So sometimes yes, we used to be lucky and get supported, with sometimes t-shirts, banners, tags. It depends. Sometimes a little bit amount of money. Although these various institutions they are also trying a lot. To be honest, they are trying. So though it's not easy, so we never relent because we know whenever we relent, it's going to be very hard and difficult for us to have our activity very successful.
Exactly, that is very true. So now, do you have any payment system in your association where if members would pay?
Yes, initially we normally do monthly subscription. Yeah, before we pay $100 per month. Because the reason why we did this is since the association, like I said earlier, is a non-profit and youth-led association, right? So that means we have no money in our coffers.
Yeah.
So we thought that the only thing that we can generate from, for us to be able to implement our activities is, to at least contribute something monthly, so that with this money, at least we can be able to do one or two things. Because we cannot solely rely on these donors,
Exactly.
Because when we rely on these donors, sometimes our activities might fail.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that is why we came up with this idea. But that was then. Now we have stopped the monthly payment. Yeah, but we are also looking how to strategize ideas to ensure we generate more fund as much as possible. But as now we have stopped the monthly payment because we have also realized that this also normally disturbs most of our members, even though the amount is not too much, but then, some of them, it's so.
But don't you think that when you stop paying, then members stop paying, it's not going to put you association at risk because whatever activity that you want to carry on, you must dance to the tune of the dollars.
Exactly. So this is the problem. So we are still discussing as a team to see how best we can generate fund or to see how best we can bring mechanism, to fund for the association. Because like I said earlier, we cannot solely depend on this.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that is it for now.
So that is it for now. So it means all the activities that you've been doing so far, they are all you normally write to your donor partners.
Yeah.
You have that one.
Yes. So like I said, sometimes we'll be given opportunity, like sometimes they will provide us with t-shirts, banners, and so when we realize that the money is not enough, sometimes what we normally do is as members, sometimes we contribute just to show commitment because it's important. Yeah, since we need, for example, $50,000 to be able to implement this activity, and we get, let's say, 25,000 from donors. So the remaining 25,000, then the members will contribute maybe 500 or 1,000, and then the rest, the association will subsidize the rest. So you see, so it's because of the contribution that we have been making, that's also giving us back. Because if we did not contribute that amount to the association to go fast, it will be very difficult for the association to also subsidize, some amount. Even with the get-togethers that we normally have, members will pay a very reasonable amount of money, and the rest of the amount that is left, the association will chip in and subsidize.
So it means the association is really working in order to remove burden from the members.
Exactly.
So how committed are your members?
I can say yes, we are really trying. We are really trying, to be honest, because we all know it's not easy with different tax setups in this hard country. So we are really trying.
So it means the members are really committed.
Yeah.
Despite these difficulties that they are faced with.
For most of them
are, because in an association it's really difficult to bring all members on board.
Yeah, exactly.
So Sampo, we are still in the program, and you have just highlighted some of the achievements that you've registered since the Youth for Social Change Association was established.
Exactly.
We all know that whenever you form an association or a foundation, you you are bound to face obstacles and challenges along the way. What are some of the challenges that your association is faced with now?
Yeah, this is something that you cannot stop, been happening. It is, inevitable, Yeah. So, of course, yes, down the line since the inception, we have overcome and experienced so many challenges. Sometimes when we notify members to attend a general meeting, most of them, yeah, sometimes they will give down excuses. Yes. Also, we understand. Sometimes we, like I said earlier, we have different solutions. Yeah. So that is one of the challenges, because the more we call on a meeting and then we are not there, so the productiveness of the meeting will also lack. So, and also with the issue of funding our activities, in fact, that is the biggest problem that we have. Yeah. Though we are trying, and like I said, the donors also are trying. It is not easy to pull out money from their pocket. We have to use our pen rightly, to ensure they are convinced with our project proposal, for them to be able to support us with the things that we are needing from them. So this is also another challenge. And also, yes, so basically these are the main challenges.
So you want to say the only challenges that you face with is the inactiveness of some members?
Yes, which I can say, come on, it's somehow a challenge, while it's somehow not a challenge.
No, because I think you need to be clear here. Is it a challenge or what?
Oh, okay. The reason why I say it's a challenge is because I feel like it's very important. When members or team, are trying to set ideas, strategies to ensure we achieve our goal, and then some are not there. So these are some of the things that also discourage some, also deterred our movement or our efforts to ensure we achieve our goals. But like I said, our biggest problem is funding our activities. So this is one of the biggest issues we have, since the inception of the association. It's a really challenging issue because like I said, all this activity needs funding. Yeah. So we have very impactful activities in the pipeline, even not this national tree planting. We have a lot of activities that we have in our action plan that we want to implement. But now we are thinking about the ways forward, the financial assistance that needs to be put in place for us to be able to implement this activity. So this is one of our biggest problems.
So this is one of the biggest problems that your institution is faced with. So sometimes back, I saw some projects sort of like providing a water to a community. Is this under Youth Social Change Association?
Yes, of course. Personally, I'm the one who created that flyer.
Okay.
This whole idea came about when we embarked on our data collection tree planting in Sierra. So there is a community that we visited, and this community definitely needs a safe and clean drinking water. Sometimes you will not know this until you travel to these places. That is the time you realize that, oh, I've never realized that such communities or such places are facing this kind of issues in this country. Yeah. So definitely these people, they need a water. Yeah. They need a water. Currently their bowl is not working, and that bowl is their only source of getting a clean water for their daily survival. So right now they normally go to nearby village to fetch water and then drink it. Can you imagine? Yeah, so that is why we deem it very necessary as far as our association is concerned, and we are here to give back to the society. So why not we help these people? So that is how the idea came about. So we designed a flyer and start publishing it. Still now, we are on a donation seeking. So I'm calling on to every one of you. So these are our own people, and they are living down there. So sometimes when you live in the town here, sometimes you won't realize these kind of things until and unless you go to these places. That is how and when you get to realize these kind of issues. And it is still existing. Yeah, there are so many communities facing similar issues or more difficult issues. Yeah. So when we see such initiative, let's all try to at least pulling out a cent or a dollar or a dollar from your pocket, will definitely go a long way. Never underrate the little amount that you will remove from your pocket to support, a life-changing initiative. It's very important. So I'm calling on to every one of you. Still, the flyer is available. We are still sharing it. Then let's help these people to ensure they have a good life. Giving water to people is like you are giving life to them. You see? So this is just like sadaqatul jariyah. So it's a lifetime reward that you will ever have.
So I think we will definitely post it on our timeline to actually make people believe that the initiative that you have taken is very important.
Yeah.
Because like, as you said, you won't know the problem of some of the communities in the Gambia here until you actually visit them. So what the Youth for Social Change Association is doing, this is what every youth should do. But do you have a targeted amount in your association that once you reach that, you are no longer going to accept anybody coming in Youth for Social Change Association? You have that in plan?
Before, yes, we had that in plan. Before it was 50 members.
That is a target.
Yes, that was it. That was a target. That is what was indicated in our constitution. 15 members. So now we've down the line we've realized that yes, even though we are the one who wrote this 50 members as the main target, so why not we just leave it open to make it just unlimited? People can come in and go. Not to say go, but just we give opportunities to youths to come in because since we say we are Youth for Society Association, a lot of people out there are eager to join the association. So why not we give room to these individuals? So right now it is open. Like I said, the members are over 60 right now. Before it was just 50 as the main target, but before we don't even have 50 members. It's like we have 40 something members before we had this recent recruitment. So since we recruited these people, now it's over 60 members. Yeah. So anyone who is willing to join, and there will be a form that will be created, and then the moment you see this form, just kindly apply, and surely you will be accepted. Sure.
Good. I think that was an interesting program with my boss here in the studio. Like I said, he is Sankul Minty, the IPRO for Youth for Social Change Association. So thank you so very much, Sankul, for coming. It is really a pleasure. What will be your final words to those watching you live?
Yes, the final word or statement that I'm going to give out is it's not easy, to be honest, and the work that we are doing, it's not like we are the paid for this work that we are doing. This is just a voluntary service. It's very important, like I said earlier, to give back to the society. Yeah, so sacrificing our own time to ensure we change life, to ensure we bring positive change to our society. So why not you also do the same? Because I feel like all this is for our own good. Not like, yes, you are in a better living condition, but a lot of people out there are in a worse living condition. So I'm advising each and every one of you out there, let's also try by all means, even if you don't participate fully in such activities, but also try to ensure you give a supporting hand whenever it is needed. Thank you so much.
Thank you so very much, Sankul, for coming. It is really our pleasure. I think we will try to be in touch with most of the members, especially executive members. Since the IPRO is expanding, most of here, maybe next time we can have the secretary or the president, the bigger boss.
Yeah.
Thank you so very much, Sankul.
Thank you very much.
I promise you that we will make sure that we put your flyer, you can send it or put it on Facebook.
No problem.
Thank you so much. Do you want to thank you?